This is the Signature Morning here on Signature TV. Charles here. So today we know in the football world, the world will be watching Europe because Manchester United will play Spurs in that extra final. A final in the sense that, look, these two teams have really underperformed this season in the league. So the only thing that they can hold on to that would push them further, at least to play European football next season, is by laying their hands on this particular trophy. That's how interesting it will be. But we'll have someone who would dissect this further this morning. Austin, IGWEOKOLO. Good to have you. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right. How exciting do you think that this game would be? These
Thank
two
you so
teams, have underperformed
Can you
this
hear me?
season. One is 16, one is 17. It's unbelievable that they are going head on with each other for a chance to play in Europe next season. How interesting do you think the game would be tonight?
Of course, it's going to be a great cracker this evening. It's going to be a great game. All the football lovers all over the world, we are waiting to see what is going to happen. We are waiting to see what is going to happen. It's going to be a huge one. And everybody's excited, waiting to see what is going to happen. But you know myself, I don't support any team in Europe. I'm a complete African man. Yeah, so any side that leave the trophy, I think is good.
Okay, I mean, these two teams have largely underperformed in the league. I mean, it's unprecedented for you to see the Spurs side and the Manchester United side, finish, way above in the past tenths, in the league. Some people are saying that the game tonight would show how much strength that these two teams can wield when it comes to trying to salvage what is left of their clubs. What do you say?
European football has gone so far that at times when you think it's going to go the other side, you discover that you'll be completely disappointed. Yeah, for me, I think European football has become the beauty of football all over the world. What we are looking ahead to see this evening is going to be beauty. Yeah, we want to see a cracker, a great game. We want to learn also. We want to see a future in football. For me, I believe strongly that tonight's game is going to actually put a glamour in the future of football all over the world. Like I said, I still maintain I'm a complete African, but at the same time, we look at European football because they have gone very far, more than we Africans and other parts of the world. So we learn from them. We're looking ahead to see a great game even this night again, and how we can also tap from the wealth of their knowledge and see that African football grow like theirs.
Right. I mean, you spoke about African football trying to measure up with what we have in Europe. What do you think is the major problem of African football, and why is it that we haven't been able to, scale up our own football, to actually at least the minimum look like what we see in Europe?
A lot of factors contributed to that. And I tell you the truth, if I start describing those factors today, we might not finish this meeting. Now, do we start with corruption, or do we start with no proper leadership? We don't have good leadership when it comes to football management. We have people who are greedy. We have people who don't want to make it be exactly what it should be. If you look at them over there, you can imagine there was a time. It's not all African countries that are actually doing the same. Please, let's note that. Like South Africa, they are beginning to change. At least we can see a lot of changes over there. Development is actually taking a strong root in South Africa, again in Egypt, You can see. But in our country, Nigeria, there's a lot of problem. You see Ghana, there's a lot of problem because of corruption, because of leadership that is not actually sound. In Nigeria, is a place where somebody who read medicine can come out tomorrow and become the general manager of a club, and he don't have the working knowledge. At the same time, because of the corruption that we've seen in that sector, a lot of people want to make themselves rich. They are not after developing the sports sector. That is one of the major problems that we are having in our football today. If you look at the Europeans, you can see the standard. Look at Yamin Lamal. Look at that young man, for example. At the age of 16 years, he has started playing for Barca. At the age of 17 years, this young man had become a world figure. The same cannot happen in Africa because of cheat. Look at the people that are playing under 17 for us. These are people that are almost 25 years. There must be standard. There must be standard. We're not talking about winning. We should first of all try to set up a structure before we think about winning, before we can present a team to the world.
Right. What kind of structures would you be looking out for in order to build on the scale of what we can do? Because it's really difficult watching, African football. I mean, if we're taking it from Nigeria, for instance, you see dilapidated pitches. It's smoother when you watch TV and watch European soccer, and then when you watch African, soccer, when you see it, you know that this is not up to standard. There's either it's camera quality, of the pitch quality, or even the quality of play, as the case may be. What sort of infrastructure do you think we should be looking at in order to be able to, scale up what we have in terms of football?
Now, yesterday I was thinking about the program and I looked at it. I said, now let's start from our state, Enugu, for example. In Enugu State today, our wonderful governor is really working hard, but I would still want to call his mind back to that sports sector. It's very important. That's one of the ways to empower the youths. If you look at it today, nobody believed that in future that a footballer can employ a doctor and employ a lawyer. A footballer can employ an engineer. Now today, all of these are beginning to happen. These footballers and other sports, generally not only footballers, you can see they are doing exploit with that talent that God has given to them. Now, if you look at it, I went to South Africa. I'm talking about South Africa. You will discover that there are good pitches, wonderful pitches. And that cannot be without people sitting down to say, no, we must give these youths a future now. And how do we give them a future? Since God has given them a talent, God has endowed them with great natural talents. Now, what we're going to do is to see how we can create an enabling environment where they can be able to develop this talent that God has given to them. And how do we create that? In each local government in this Enugu city, I want to tell you, we should have not less than 5 good mini stadiums, 5 good mini stadiums with all the facilities in to develop the God-given talent, and that will reduce crime. That will also increase even the wealth of the state and the wealth of the nation. But until we start seeing it from that perspective, it becomes very difficult for anybody to think towards that direction. We know everybody is talking about education, excellent. But please let us also know there are many people who will not succeed through education. These other people, God has given them that gift that they will succeed through sports. This gift that God has given to them. So as we fix our schools, let us also think about setting up a structure that each local government should have facilities for training, for development of these players. At least each local government, not less than 5 solid and quality structure, quality pitch that is very good, quality what is it called, basketball court, quality volleyball court, quality all the sports. So it's important that the government should know that it is also a way of reducing crime and also increasing wealth in a nation.
You have actually basically giving us an insight into what we can immediately do in order to scale up a little bit. Let me go
and not
further
only that, can I please add this
speaking
too?
About
can I add this too, please?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I want to also talk about the people that manage that sector, the people that manage the sector. Let's stop getting an engineer to tell an engineer to go and manage sports sector for us. And even if we are getting people who know it, who are grounded in it, these people, we must know their character. We must know their behavior. Because what has caused us this trouble that we're in, at times we're talking about government. Government most of the time releases funds for these people to go and fix a structure that is workable. But we discover that we have people who don't have character. For me, I see most of them as people who have a lower life. But because they thought that the money they have gathered has made them to have a higher life. But that is not a way to have a higher life. A situation whereby the money that is given to you for you to do something or a good work that will help the younger generation to grow, and you swallow it like a serpent, then there is a big problem. So we need people who have character. And these people, we must prove them over and over again and know that they have character. Because a situation whereby you still hand over money and say, okay, now we have got some ideas, let's go and do this and do the other one. You give it to the wrong person, the same thing will keep happening. And look at the country we're in. It's a place where nobody calls anybody to order, where there is no accountability. Even when somebody has eaten the money given to him for a work, nobody calls him to order and say, where did you put the money? Why is it that the work is not there? So we need also the government and the people who can say, no, we can't allow this to continue like this.
Let's talk about the Super Eagles. Excuse me. Let's talk about the Super Eagles for a bit. The Super Eagles are actually on the verge of not qualifying for the next World Cup, which is in 2026 next year. And we know that the last World Cup, they were not there. What do you think is causing us not to, be able to beat teams, under our group to qualify for this particular World Cup? And do you think that it would impact us negatively, generally, if we do not qualify for next year's World Cup?
Of course, it's going to affect us negatively. It's going to affect our football generally. Now, look at it from this perspective. If you look at the Europeans, they have a structure. They have from 12 years, even under 5 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, until the player graduates to 15 years, then 17 years, they start playing under 17. And they have the record of all these players. Now, I want to say to you, I'm not saying that the players we paraded, they are old. No, that's not actually what I'm saying. But we need to see that most of these countries in Africa, they are beginning to learn from the Europeans. And these people are beginning to set up a structure that can actually contain.
Hello, IGWEOKOLO.
You can agree with me, there was a time that the fear of Nigerian... I can hear you.
Go ahead. Well, I lost you for a minute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, IGWEOKOLO.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There's a time that the fear of Nigerians national team will already make them to lose the match. But today it's no more the same. Everything has changed. Why is it like that? We are losing this. We are losing it every day. We are not getting it right. You see, under 17, for example, our under 17, the last under 17 that we paraded, you saw what happened there. A majority of these players are above the age. Some of them are 23, some are even 25, some are even 26. How can you have a formidable national team? You can have a formidable national team. Look at the Europeans. These men grow into it. Look at somebody like Messi is still playing today. Look at somebody like C. Ronaldo, 40 years, they are still playing. I was just going through now, I discovered Ronaldo want to go to a new club again after 40. This is to tell you that these men were playing with their real age. Look at our own brothers that they played with. They have retired a long time. They have retired a long time. Now, one of the major problems we are having is this issue of age falsification. They thought they are doing us good by falsifying the age of the players and not insisting that people who are actually at that age should grow and represent us. That is when you started developing and setting a stronger structure and securing a future for Nigeria. You cannot secure a future for Nigeria playing those games, playing those pranks. We know other African countries can be doing it, South American countries can be doing it, but the truth is that they are all cheating themselves. Look at what is happening today to Brazil. Is there anybody who is still afraid of them? No country is afraid of them anymore. Why? Because they are also cheating in age. Any country that cheats in age, watch what will happen to them. It will not take much time. It will start reflecting. Now, our national team today, see, we are struggling. Everybody knows that it's younger boys, younger players that makes it work now. We are beginning to struggle. We are struggling every day. Last time I gave advice to Osimhen. I said, please, this issue of Osimhen going to Saudi Arabia and rest of them, let him tell himself the truth. Osimhen must tell himself the truth. He must tell himself the truth when it has to do with his age. If he check his age is actually gone up, it's not the age he's using to play that he's still using to play. It's not his real age he's using to play. He should better go to Saudi Arabia and make his money, because there will be a time. The standard of football in Europe, it will not be able to meet up. So for me, you look at our game, the way it's going, it's not really going well again. The standard is dropping every day. They talk about commitment. The commitment is there, but you cannot give out what you don't have, for God's sake. I played football. There was a time in this country, I was supposed to be in the national team, but I wasn't there. Even in their selection, you see they still go behind and ask for players to give them money before they can be called to the national team. All of these things need to be scrapped out. We need to get the best legs. We need to do certain things that's supposed to be done early enough. We do it and make sure that we have a team that is compact. If we continue like this, you see, we'll not qualify. It will be difficult. It's not even coach matter.
I want to appreciate you for your insight on the program this morning. And some of the things you have said are actually very, very insightful. And we hope that the authorities would take this thing seriously because, again, like it or live it, football for the future starts from the grassroots. And just like you have highlighted, and the importance of having a good team, it's not just for people to just come from nowhere and join the team. They just have to have a structure of developing our players from homegrown, so that we can actually export and make some money as well. Austin IGWEOKOLO, many thanks for your time. We truly appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate Signature TV. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.